Good afternoon, everyone. You are all welcome. We are happy to have you here. Today's webinar from 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏, Nigeria. My name is 𝗦𝘁𝗶𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗶. I am the Business Development Manager for 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏, Nigeria. Before we start, I would like to introduce some of our team members that are here with us. First, we have 𝗧𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏. 𝗧𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 is the Regional Marketing Manager resident in Pakistan. 𝗧𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏, please, can you say hi to the house?
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing good.
You are all welcome to today's webinar. Thank you very much. Mr. Niran, can you say hi to the house? Mr. Niran is our key speaker for today, and he is the Chief Business Officer at 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏, Pakistan.
Thank you very much, Nika. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏, Nigeria, for inviting me to this webinar, and hope to have an extremely interesting discussion with you, and which should be valuable to our audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. The topic for today's webinar is building a strong digital brand, strategies for establishing trust online. All right. We have some housekeeping items. Please note, all participants, that our lines are muted. Submit your queries and concerns through the chat box window. You can also submit your questions through the Q&A box during the webinar. DNB will share the recording after the webinar. Please, you can also reach out to us if you have a follow-up or queries through info@dnbnigeria.com. Before we move on, I would like us to have a little introduction on 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 as a company. 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 is a company that has been in existence for over a century. That is over 100 years. We are known globally for providing reliable business information and insights through our data. We have a database that has over 420 million business records across 220 territories and countries. It is also good to know that we have been ranked #1 on Fortune's list of most admired companies in financial data service category for several years. To underscore 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏's credibility and pedigree, we have the likes of Abraham Lincoln, Robert Cleveland, Ulysses Grant. These are past American presidents that worked with 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏. I would like us to dive in a little bit on some of the challenges businesses have, especially in Nigeria, for instance. We have this challenge of credibility and trust in our business environment, challenges of business growth, risk management, as well as cost reduction, cash flow, and access to finance. However, while companies are struggling to reduce costs, manage risk, there's also need for business transformation in order to achieve set objectives. 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 therefore offers solutions on areas of interest in business, such as risk management, sales and marketing, supplier management, economic analysis, analytics and technology solutions. And for the purpose of this webinar, we'll be focusing on transforming our businesses through trusted digital presence, achieving revenue acceleration by building confidence through online reputation and credibility. 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 brings that solution that helps your business to generate confidence. I would like us to look at some of the take homes we will have concerning the topic we have for today. That is building a strong digital brand, strategies for establishing trust online. We look at the importance of trust in online interactions and transactions. Key strategies for building trust with your target audience. Practical tips for enhancing your online reputation and credibility. And some case studies showing successful trust building initiatives. Before we go into the presentation proper, we are going to run a poll. And I'm going to invite 𝗧𝗏𝗂𝗀 to run this poll for us. Please, participants will appreciate your answers to this poll question. Which statement best describes your experience with having a digital presence? Please, audience, we have a few minutes to participate on this poll question. Okay, we have responses, and we have 41%. Yes, I struggle with establishing a strong digital presence. We have 31%. No, I have successfully established a strong digital presence. And we have 29% unsure. So I can say from these results that we have majority of us ready to learn from what we have for us today. Having said that, I would like to hand over to our key speaker for today, Mr. Niran, to run our presentation. Mr. Niran has over 16 years of experience in leading local and international financial institutions. He has an in-depth understanding of the global financial world, and he's doing cross-selling of treasury and data-driven products. Mr. Niran, please, can you share your screen?
Yes, thank you very much, Nika, for that lovely introduction. And coming back to the poll, I believe 41% of the audience have understood the challenge of having a strong digital presence in today's global world. I have started sharing my screen. Please let me know if everyone can see it, if it's visible now. Nika?
Yes, it is.
Yes, fantastic. So thank you, Nika, once again. And hello, everyone. Always a pleasure to have conversations with my friends in Nigeria. As Nika mentioned, I join you all the way from Pakistan. We have had some success in Pakistan when it comes to helping our customers mitigate their digital risks, and eventually results in an overall increase in sales and marketing solutions. Now, I believe when we were marketing this specific webinar, I was going through the registrants, and I feel that a lot of the audience today is in the startup world, in the e-commerce world, possibly in the SME world in Nigeria, and also some of you may be some entrepreneurs, either experienced entrepreneurs or young entrepreneurs who have just started their businesses in today's competitive environment. Now, all these segments which we have discussed, the challenges which Dun & Bradstreet has identified are just about the same all across the board, especially when you are in the digital space. Now, your product may not necessarily be digital, but your entity's life and your entity's visibility and your entity's, or should I say, clothes to the world are definitely visible digital. So how your entity, your business, your company, the way it dresses itself in the digital world is extremely important. As young entrepreneurs and SMEs, you are probably juggling with multiple challenges. Some of those challenges are sales, marketing, operations, and finance. Your biggest challenge probably in today's competitive world is to win new customers, possibly from the competition through the digital space, and at the same time make sure that your operational machinery is working at an efficient in an efficient way, where any financial leakage or operational leakages or structural leakages, those risks are mitigated. While juggling this, you have to make a comprehensive digital marketing strategy. And we might not have all the solutions today, but we will try to help in assessing which is the best form of presenting yourself, or should I say, clothing your organization when you present it in the world. So these are some of the challenges. Some of these challenges could be green. How green do you want to look? How well you market yourself? And eventually, how well your top line performs after you've juggled all these challenges. Now, this is some of the disruption which is taking place. Some of the disruption in your business models might be taking place because of wastage and fraud. We will be discussing how we can overcome fraud, wastage, entity theft. I know we talk a lot about in today's world and today's digital world as identity theft, but how do we cope with entity theft, which is stealing the business, or stealing a business idea, or stealing a business name through fraud and wastage? How do we counter that? Digital transformation, it's a huge, I would say that this is a broad, very broad term. There's internal transformation, there's a digital transformation of the way you present yourselves. We'll be covering that a bit. More importantly, authenticity and credibility. These are two words which Dun & Bradstreet uses in every corner of the world, whether it is Pakistan, Nigeria, Qatar, the United States itself. Authenticity and credibility, this is why our customers use us the most, to make sure that they present themselves as authentic and credible entities or businesses when they present themselves to the world. There are cybersecurity and privacy challenges as well, especially when you are operating in different markets. When you cross border from Nigeria to the region or the rest of the world, there are different cybersecurity laws, there are different privacy laws which you will have to tackle as you gain success in your business journey. And of course, harnessing the potential of AI. These are all disruptive technologies, but to cover, we will cover fraud. We will cover how to look different from your competition, authenticity and credibility, and of course, privacy and cybersecurity. So these are some of the challenges that we'll cover today. And we will be presenting a product on how to overcome these identified challenges. Now, what is the word which we use on this slide? I'll just come back to it because this is a bit more detailed. But the word used in this specific slide is identity resolution. Another way of talking about this is identity differentiation. Now, you can consider yourself as an individual. Nika was telling me before the webinar started that all Nigerians identify themselves with a national security card or a national identification number. This is what differentiates an individual when they consider themselves to be a citizen of Nigeria. We have the same philosophy in Pakistan and the United States, if some of you are aware. They use a social security number. We feel that specifically to cover the chances of fraud and to make yourself as an independent entity, as a verified entity, and as a credible entity, when you present yourself in the global digital space, it is imperative that your business identity is unique. And when your business identity is unique, what happens is that it elevates you from the competition, and it allows you to protect yourself from business identity fraud. I'm sure there are a lot of young entrepreneurs on the webinar today who understand the importance of making yourself look credible and ensuring that when you have an idea and when you're going to the world with a specific idea, you would want that your business and your identity, which is clothing that idea for the world, to be differentiated with your ownership intact. So that is the importance of your business identity and the importance for your potential customers to ensure that your business identity is unique. When new customers, especially in the e-commerce space, because I know we have some the audience from the e-commerce sector here. E-commerce is a highly, and most startups who are fintechs or into supply chain management, it's a heavy transactional business. And in heavy transactional business, when you are doing a number of transactions a day, your business identity and your uniqueness is key because of the high frequency business that you have. And to sort of explain this, your business identity, similarly, when you apply for an identification card to ensure that your personal identity is unique, your business identity consists of basic KYC standards, which we call know your customer. It can be the name of your organization, the legal name of your organization, the organization's line of business, which is your trade space style, where is your business located, your address. I beg your pardon. There are some SIC codes over here, which also identifies your line of business in global trade contractual terms. And of course, Mr. Charles Smith in this case, who is the primary contact, and in some cases, as a sole proprietor, the owner of the business. So defining your entity is extremely important in today's day and age with heavy transactional businesses. Now, we're not the ones who are saying this. We do help and assist in giving your entity that uniqueness and it deserves. But the reason why Dun & Bradstreet is considered the world leader in doing this is because there are multiple examples which I'm about to show on your screen. This is SAM, the System of Reward Management based in the United States, the US government. They over here have mentioned that the DUNS number is a number, I'm sure Nika will talk more about it when you have your one-on-one conversations with her. But the unique DUNS number, according to SAM, is important. And why is it that? Why is it important? It is simply because the US government would want to know whether your entity is legitimate, whether it is unique, and there is no other entity which might be trying to facilitate or copy that specific entity, whether it could be the entity's name or there could be another entity with the same address. So the entire process is got to do with making sure that your entity is unique. Similarly, USAID, I'm sure some of you might be wanting to use the USAID program for funding. Again, this is the USAID website and they ask for the DUNS number, and a lot of questions are asked, why does the DUNS number required? I've tried my best to explain it. It is for entity resolution, or what I would like to call entity differentiation. Google Ads. Google Ads is now, when we talk about the digital footprint, Google is the first name which comes to mind. This is also a screenshot from one of their websites, and they do not require the DUNS number as mandatory, but what they are saying is that your number will help them in billing and payments and will assess your application on when you do apply for Google Ads and before you start paying them to take your business into the digital world and throw your business out there for the world to see. The DUNS number will help Google Ads run your invoices and settle your bills. So these larger organizations, because we hope and we help organizations, small SME startups, e-commerce businesses, resolve these challenges of entity resolution, where they can concentrate on increasing sales, increasing business, instead of worry about the risks which come to entity resolution. SAM is another name, needs no introduction. Dun & Bradstreet helps them in entity resolution as well. And these are some of the names. So before we begin, and while you're starting your digital marketing journey, what's imperative is to first box the risk of your entity. Once your entity is verified and the entity's existence is resolved, then your chances of increasing your customer base through your global digital presence automatically increases as well. Because what that does is that when customers see you, they know that there's a third party, in our case, Dun & Bradstreet, which has resolved this entity's existence and resolved this entity's base, which allows customers, your potential customers, to trust you more, possibly trust you more than your competitors, because the entity resolution risk has been resolved by Dun & Bradstreet. Now, how do we do this? We have many products which do this. The product which I'm here to discuss with you today is the Dun's Registered Seal. Now, the way I like to explain it is, I mentioned that, in Nigeria, a specific individual, his identity card number is there, but to prove that he has that number, he or she might require a national identity card. Similarly, the Dun's Registered Seal, once you have the number, the Dun's Registered Seal is a product which is stamped on your entire digital footprint. It can be your emails, it can be your websites, it can be the physical products which you're planning to supply to your customers. It can be your digital products that you're planning to supply to your customers. It's a QR code. So to be perfectly honest and blunt about it, which provides the third-party information which you have provided to Dun & Bradstreet. So what it actually does is, this is what it looks like. And as you can see, the fields which I had mentioned before, such as your business address, your telephone, your current website, your main website, and your DUNS number, the lines of businesses defined by Dun & Bradstreet, and the lines of businesses which are defined by the global SIC codes, which is the global benchmark, are there. Your local registration number, which will of course be of Nigeria, the Nigerian regulators for the corporate side. All that information is available via a QR code, knowing that this information has been vetted by Dun & Bradstreet and the entity is resolved. Similarly, there are some nice pictures over here which you would like to share of your office, which prove your existence as an entity, which allows your digital presence to be verified, specifically if it is a company website. Now, the interesting part about it is that this is sort of a seal of authenticity or a stamp of authenticity on your website. So it allows your digital presence to be secure. Now, a lot of organizations, particularly startups, SMEs, organizations which are working in Pakistan, Nigeria, there are some other developing economies as well, such as Bangladesh, and even China for that matter, where you have small, medium enterprises looking to confirm their digital presence. Now, there are a number of fields which can go on there, such as the ISO certification, for example, such as some local quality control fields, such as some international quality control fields. But those fields are probably there to certify your product, to certify the quality of your product, or it's a seal which is there possibly because it was mandatory for your business to get that seal if you're on that specific line of business. But the seal which we are discussing is that stamp of authority for the very existence and the legitimization of your business. So, so the best way to explain it is that there are certain seals which you will get for quality control, and you will probably project them in your website. There are certain seals which you might have to get for, let's say, ESG, for example, which you will project on your website. But the very foundation which proves that the information for identity differentiation is there is done through the Dun & Bradstreet registry. And we see this really helps. So that's one, that is your risk being bought. But what it also does is that this information also, with your discretion, goes into the DNP data cloud. So once your information is in the DNP data cloud, what that results in, that you are then exposed to potential buyers and suppliers for the products of the line of business that you may have defined with Dun & Bradstreet. So some people, when I talk about identity differentiation, some people's minds automatically goes to the risk mitigation of the business and the fraud mitigation of the business, and all of that is true. This product, services, they do help in protecting your business from theft and threats, but it is also part of the chief marketing officer's digital transformation strategy when it comes to marketing and generating revenue. Because without the identity differentiation, there might be a lack of trust when you are planning an aggressive digital marketing strategy. So when you're planning an aggressive digital marketing strategy and you're planning to allocate funds for a specific digital marketing strategy, it could be regional, it could be global, you would consider this as a marketing product to ensure that all the resources that are being spent on developing an aggressive digital marketing strategy, those resources are not hampered by the identity resolution problem. So a lot of my colleagues feel that this is, it's a risk mitigation product. I've always looked at this as a digital marketing solution. It's not a direct digital marketing product, but it is definitely a digital marketing solution, which allows you to generate revenue by the customers who are coming in only because they're coming in because they trust your business. So that's a bit about who we are and what we do. Whether it's the seal or whether it is showing yourself as a verified entity, the point is to gain that trust and confidence from the rest of the world before you market yourself to the rest of the world. So just some technicalities on the product. As I mentioned earlier, it's a QR code. I'm sure because I have the audiences primarily from the e-commerce, the startup and the SME space, they all know what a QR code looks like. It's a dynamic QR code. It can be placed anywhere on your website, on your email address, and more importantly, anywhere you want. I have customers in Pakistan. I'm sure Nika can give more examples of this seal being placed on bags of rice, which are exported out of Pakistan, or they are being placed on brochures or any document, which just to make that specific document look like a credible document. It can be placed on an envelope which is being sent to a potential customer. And what it does is it gives you access. Another way, the best way I can possibly, the way I explain it is that every time we meet new customers, especially from a country such as Pakistan, that conversation is always like, who are you and who am I? So a lot of time between yourselves, your business and your customer is spent on getting to know one another and getting to know one another to ensure you have the capacity, you are capable, and more importantly, can they trust signing a long-term contract with you or buying your products and services that you're offering from possibly another country within the region or from another part of the world. So a lot of time is spent in getting to know one another when you are marketing yourself and looking for new customers. This sort of solves that problem because not completely, the customer will also want more information on your business as an entity, but it does help in getting to know one another because that potential customer does trust you a bit more than he would if that seal was not there. And then eventually, so we're sort of an introduction. Because we have verified you as an entity, your entity has been differentiated, we are sort of an introduction, a registrant introduction to other possible customers who you can do business with in the future. There are plenty of other variables in the seal. As I mentioned, you can place pictures in the seal. We have different variants. You might want to place more than 2 pictures, possibly 4, possibly 8. That can be done. You might want to show other awards and certificates or quality control certificates within the seal, which you can. Or you also might want to show your employee strength. which is another variable which we can add over here. Other variables in the digital space can also be added, such as how long have you been in business? What is your what maybe you would like to expose how many customers you already have to gain further credibility through the scene. All that is available, and I'm sure we can have those conversations as time goes on. But the crux of what I wanted to explain is primarily entity differentiation and the importance of entity differentiation, which is a very understandable concept in the Western world. This is something which we in Pakistan are trying to do. I'm sure 𝗬𝗁, who's on the call, has been trying to do it in Nigeria as well. That the importance of registering and gaining that credibility through entity differentiation and entity verification, which will allow you to actually do business with the rest of the world. A very exciting stuff to do this, to be a part of this, and I can go on and on, but I think I will also allow our audience to ask some questions, or if Nika or 𝗬𝗁 have anything to add, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Niran. Thank you for that powerful presentation and exposition. Emphasis have been laid on unique identification for our businesses. This helps to give our business authenticity and credibility. And it also helps to enhance the confidence of our potential clients. I believe that we have a good takeaway in this presentation. But before we go into question and answer section, we would like to take a poll question again. Ravish, please, can you run the poll question for us? Please, all participants should take notes. We have a few seconds to run this question. On a scale of 1 to 5, how important is it for you that your business looks transparent and credible in the digital world? Please make your choice. We have 40 seconds. Thank you. Ravish, please. Wow. This is very, very good. So we have 89%, very, very important. So we agree that our presentation and exposition this afternoon is very, very essential for our business growth. Thank you very much for participating. Please.
Yeah, Nika, I like the first question. It's from Emmanuel. How will this be useful for online news website? I mean, Emmanuel, you're in the online website business, and I'm sure the frequency of fake news which is out there is evolving and only increasing as we grow older and as time goes on. So if, and I'm sure that you would want your online news website to be legitimate. And that is key for businesses which already are at high risk of fraud and theft and possibly on content. That is where we come in, where we first decide that the name of your business or the online news website that you have, that online, your business is a verified business by Dun & Bradstreet on the Know Your Customer front, which means that you have a physical existence, which means that Emmanuel is the owner of the business, which means that your business, which is registered with the Nigerian regulators in Nigeria, is registered as a news business. And what that does is the entity which you are which you have, which is an online news presence, the information which is provided gets more credibility because the Know Your Customer side of your business is credible. So you know, as an online news business, there are a number of other businesses out there in sectors out there which require credibility, and some of them are the e-commerce, as I mentioned again and again, because of the levels of frauds which are going on in e-commerce, or any business which has a lot of eyeballs, any business which has a high frequency amount of transactions, financial transactions taking place on a day, possibly on a day-to-day basis. So we are not, you know, we are not that probably that business who will review the content of your news website, but we definitely are that business who will verify the existence, the corporate existence of your news organization. I hope that I could answer that question. Let me know if there's follow-up on that. The second question is from Chitaji. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Good afternoon. How do I go about creating a QR code for my DUNS seal? So the DRS, the DUNS registered seal, is what we call it, and it is a QR code. Please do email Nika, and she will explain to you exactly how to get the seal. Is that okay, Nika? If they send you if they send you an email. Can I also use the seal as an email signature? Absolutely. Sorry if I was not clear earlier, but this is definitely used in an email signature. And what that helps is that if you have a sales department which is got excessive lead generation targets via email, and you're shooting out mass emails, this seal really helps in ensuring that that email which has gone to that specific lead or that specific potential customer, that is a legitimate email. So the answer to that is yes. Not only emails, as we showed illustrated in the presentation, it can go on documents to make sure that that document is sent from your organization. It can go on your website. It can go on any physical product that you are distributing, such as I mentioned, bags of rice if you are a rice trader or a rice manufacturer, or any physical product that is being thrown around. And plus any digital offering that you may have. Emmanuel, again, you talked about brand identity. Does this mean if I want to create a ride-hailing kind of company with its own uniqueness, and since we have so many similar businesses, can I still get a DUNS number? Yes. That's an excellent question, and I will try to explain. So let's assume that there are 5 ride-hailing companies in Nigeria right now, and Emmanuel, you want to open the 6th. You can get a DUNS number. So the DUNS number is not about just because it's got nothing to do with your line of business. It sort of identifies your line of business. If I could explain it better. So you will be, when you get a DUNS number, Dun & Bradstreet will ask you what business is what is the line of business your business is in. So if your new ride-hailing business is called Emmanuel Ride-Hailing and Company, we will ask you what is the line of business Emmanuel Ride-Hailing and Company is in. And once we verify that information, the ride-hailing application will be, according to the SIC differentiation, will be the line of business that we put when your new organization is given a DUNS number. So we will verify the line of business for the organization which is applying for the DUNS number, whether that is 5 ride-hailing companies in Nigeria or 100 ride-hailing companies in Nigeria. What we do, the point of the exercise is that a ride-hailing business cannot, because it has a DUNS number, a ride-hailing business cannot get into the drug business, for example. You cannot be a front for an illegal activity once that line of business has been identified by Dun & Bradstreet with the DUNS number. Please, can we have the first poll question? Can we please have the first poll question? We will put that up again. What proportion of benefit does Dun & Bradstreet bring to my company? So this is an excellent question, and we've only covered a very small aspect of what Dun & Bradstreet does to help our customers. And we've just covered the identity differentiation part of it, which is to ensure that we make your organization look like a legitimate entity in the eyes of the rest of the world. We do a number of other things to help our customers. Nika touched on this earlier, which is sales and marketing solutions, risk mitigation solutions, lead generation solutions, KYC and AML sanctions solutions, and ESG solutions as well. So the DUNS number is just the beginning of your journey with Dun & Bradstreet. We have the ability and the capacity to help you grow in a number of ways as well. Thank you. Your answer is clear. Thank you very much. Can a group of companies use the same DUNS number? No. So that it would depend on which case you're talking about, because as I mentioned in the presentation, the idea is uniqueness. The idea is identity resolution. The idea is identity differentiation. And the objective is to make your organization look unique. So if you have a group of companies with a holding company on top of that group of companies, the chances are in 99% of the cases, the holding company will have a different DUNS number compared to the subsidiaries which it has. It can do with a different address. It can do with possibly different shareholding structures within the group of companies which are under the holding company. So in most cases, 99.9% of the cases, a holding company's DUNS number will be very separate from the subsidiaries of that organization. How do I get to check that a company has a DUNS number? That's a very good question. What is the cost of getting this DUNS identity? That is also an excellent question. I will check. Nika, if you want to answer the last two, as you have a better idea of the commercials in Nigeria. Thank you.
The question is, how do I create OR code for Dun & Bradstreet seal? Okay, please, for Dun & Bradstreet, the seal is meant for your website. If you have websites, it can also be used on your messages, and it can also be used on your letterheads. For you to get DUNS registered seal, you have to first of all get your identity number, which is DUNS number. We do it together like a bulk, so you can always reach out to us for your DUNS registered seal and give you the proper guideline on how to do it. It's very simple. Once your company is fully registered with CAC and you have your tax clearance, and you also need a reference letter from the bank. These are basic information that we need from you in order for us to be sure that your company is credible and you can have such unique identity with us. You said, what is the cost of getting this DUNS identity? The cost for getting this DUNS identity for now is $350, but we are using CBN rates. So be rest assured that costs will not be a problem. Once your company is ready, we can always discuss on costs, but the basic for now is $350. Thank you. Please, you can continue to throw in your questions while we take our second full question.
Just answer some very quickly as well. There's some very interesting question. If my company is small, can we still register with DUNS? Absolutely. Your company can be, if your company is, even if it's been registered or existed for 3 days, if you meet the criteria, you get a DUNS number. There's no specific timeline that for how long a company has existed, provided you have a criteria. More importantly, if your company has a physical address, you get a DUNS number, and it is registered by another verified regulator in Nigeria, you get a DUNS number. It doesn't matter how old your company are. In fact, most of our customers now are startups who are just starting off, who are looking for legitimacy. So the idea is to make young organizations more legitimate, and we do that by providing a DUNS number, even if that organization is very, very young, possibly even days young. Are your products only for companies or for individuals as well? So we are a corporate-based global firm. Right now, when we're talking about identity differentiation, we are talking about organization differentiation and organization uniqueness. So as of now, we are very much a corporate company resolution servicing firm. What is the cost of getting a DUNS identity? I will let Nika answer that for the Nigerian market. I'm sure you can email her after this webinar. Please, what is the process of DNB renewal? So the DUNS number, once you have it, it is for life. It is like my national identity card number. When I leave this world, my national identity card number is not given to anybody else. It's not given to my children. Once I leave this world, my national identity card number goes with me. The DUNS number is exactly the same. So the day your organization goes out of business or is dissolved, that DUNS number does not change. So the DUNS number does not get renewed. However, the seal, which is your passport or your identity card, there is a renewal charge for that every year. My second question was not answered, and apologize for that. How do I get to check that a company has a DUNS number? So, Nika, is there a specific way for Nigeria where Nigerian entities can check if another company has a DUNS number?
Yes, we can always check for dnbnigeria.com. You can always
so
check.
That'll be,
yeah, yes.
That'll be dnbnigeria.com. In my industry, which is underwater diving services, we have several approval certificates which make ship owners trust us and want to work with us. So my question is, what is 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 give my company in this regard? So so as I mentioned during the webinar as well, I mentioned an example of ISO certification, right? Those are certifications which you must have if you are wanting to do in business. Similarly, because your underwater diving business, and congratulations on that, your underwater diving business, because the Nigerian government, it is mandatory to have the certification, you have that. But what about the fact those approval certificates are to ensure that your quality and safety for the services that you're providing are there? So it's covering the quality and safety part of your business, which includes possibly the quality and safety, quality control and safety of the ships that your business owns. But does it verify your entity itself? For example, maybe a competitor comes in and tries to take your business by having a similar name, or tries to take your business by opening an organization which has a similar address. So what we are doing is protecting your business from identity theft and making sure that when an international customer comes to Nigeria and wants to use your underwater and diving services, that they know that Emmanuel's business is a legitimate business because its address is verified, Emmanuel as the owner is verified, its line of business is verified, the number of employees which it has is verified. And I'm sure, Emmanuel, if you go for the seal, you can show pictures of your ships and your customers as well when you do get that seal. So I hope I answered that question. The certificates are probably for quality assurance and safety. Our seal is to make sure that your business's existence is verified. So I think no more questions as of now.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Niran, for doing justice to most of the questions here. Please be rest assured that the questions we have not been able to answer here, or you're not properly satisfied with the answers that you got, you can always reach us, and we'll also reach out to you to make sure that you've got all the necessary information you need on DRS. So we appreciate Mr. Niran Rehman for staying put to take our questions. Having said this, I think we are gradually winding down on this. Please, if you have more questions, you can reach us on 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏nigeria.com, www.𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏nigeria.com. So I want to thank all the participants. We appreciate you for making our time to be with us. Going forward, we'll be having most times some of these topics and that helps us to look at issues that bother us on our businesses and helps us to grow our businesses and to meet set objectives. So we appreciate you for making time to be with us. We will also make sure that we reach out to you, send the record for this webinar to you so that you get acquainted with what we do and how we support your businesses. Thank you very much for being around. We appreciate you. From Dun & Bradstreet, Nigeria.
Thank you all. I will log off before Nika. Maybe we can type the website in the comment section because there are some questions with regards to the website. So with that, I will take my leave. Thank you so much, DNB Nigeria, for having me. It was an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye.